Good afternoon, everyone. Come on in and join us. So we are going to do something today that we haven't done in a while. We have not done a Truth Be Told Thursday in quite some time. So I thought, why not today? So what we're going to do is, as our live viewers come in, you are simply going to tell me, or ask me rather, some questions about some different things that perhaps you're struggling with in your business, things like that. And even I would kind of sort of like to touch a little bit on, how should we say, some sticky situations. So perhaps you have found yourself in sticky situations at times and you weren't quite sure how to handle it, what was the best thing to do, what to do in that particular situation. That's kind of what we're going to be discussing today. So again, this is the Truth Be Told Thursday, where you have an opportunity to ask me kind of the who, what, where, when, how, why of what I do in my business, why I do it that way, all that kind of good stuff. So you can have your questions answered. Now, as our live viewers are coming in and they are hopefully gathering some questions together that they might want to ask, I'd like to also thank our replay viewers who might be joining us either on YouTube or perhaps right here on Buffy's Toolbox Group. Now, if you're not 100% sure whether or not you're here live or whether or not you are here on the replay in Buffy's Toolbox Group, you're going to be able to determine that based on whether or not there is a little red box up above my head that says live. If it says live, you're here for the live broadcast. If it says that I was live and there is no longer that red little box up above my head, it means that you're joining us on the replay. Either way, feel free to go ahead and put your questions in the comment stream, whether you are live or replay, and I will do my very best to go back and answer any questions that I may have missed that would have come in during the replay. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you'd like to be a part of the live interaction and you are in fact a Premier Designs jeweler and you have not yet already become a member of our Buffy's Toolbox group, please feel free to go ahead over to Facebook, join us on Buffy's Toolbox group. Also, if you could send me a message that would either include your jeweler number or your upline or some way that I am able to identify you as a jeweler if you do not already have Premier Designs listed as your occupation, that would be fabulous, because this is a jewelers only group. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are here live, I would love to know if you have any questions for me as far as kind of the who, what, where, when, how, why of what I do in my business. Again, perhaps you found yourself in some sticky situations, things like that, and you have some questions you'd like to ask. This is kind of a free-for-all. You get an opportunity to ask whatever question your little heart desires by just putting it down in the comment stream. Now, one way that I can know that there's definitely a question coming, so I'm not just holding y'all up if there are no questions, is by putting a 1 in the comment stream. That's going to let me know that there is a question coming and to kind of be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, if for any reason y'all don't have any questions, which I would be surprised at because you guys always did so phenomenal when we had these, but I know I didn't give you a heads up. So you didn't really know that this was coming. So if you have some there, I would love it. All right. So Stacy wants to know, how do you overcome your fears? Girl, the best question, or the best way that I can answer that question is I have to constantly take it to God. I have to constantly take it to God, because listen, the devil is going to do so much to try and prevent you from being able to follow the path and the plan that God has for you. So he's going to use your fears as a way to do that. So the biggest thing is to remember that when we are focused on our fears, this is doing two things. One, we are not going to God. We are not falling on our knees at the feet of Jesus and saying, you know what, even if I don't know that I can do this on my own, I know that y'all can handle this, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing is, when we are focusing more on our fears, that also means that we are focused on ourselves. And when we stop focusing on ourselves and care more about serving others versus impressing others, then that can make a huge difference in those fears. Okay. Missy says, hi, just got here. Going to have to watch the replay. What do you mean, wow, 3 hours? I don't know what that means. Tell me what you mean there. All right, so Sarah has a question coming as well. I hope that answered your question there, Stacy. So yes, we need to just focus on thanks, Sarah. We need to focus on 3 minutes. Girl, I don't know what you're talking about. 3 minutes. Did I say 3 minutes somewhere? What happened? Explain yourself. Because I don't know what you mean. Oh. No, darling. I have not been live for 3 hours. Too funny. Look, you're going to have my makeup running. You're funny. So anyway, Stacy, so back to that, we really need to make sure that we are focusing on serving others. When we're focused on serving others, we don't have time to worry about our fears. So when those fears are creeping in, we have to remember that is making it all about us. That is making it about us, and we need to make it about other people. So I hope that helps. All right, so I know Sarah's got a question coming. So we're going to give just a second. If anybody else has a question, though, of course, please feel free to go ahead and put that in the comment stream. Again, for those of you who have just popped in, today is a Truth Be Told Thursday, which we haven't done in a while, but this is where you have an opportunity to ask me the who, what, where, when, how, why of what I do in my business, in hopes that it might in some way help you in yours. So Sarah asks, what are the tips on your vendor events? What is the best way to get bookings without looking desperate? So the best way to get bookings is, for one, you're going to have to get them to the table to begin with. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are engaging with people. You need to make sure that you're saying hello, and that as they're starting to pass by the table, that you're willing to simply say, hi, how are you doing today? Are you at all familiar with Premier? And just kind of get them, because most cases, when you ask them a question, in most situations, they're not going to just keep walking. Okay, so if you very quickly say hello and say, are you at all familiar with Premier Designs? In most situations, they will turn around and stop. Then it is up to you to, for one, really just express to them why they need your services, or why they may want your services. So even just saying things like, so I just have a quick question. Do you ever find yourself feeling like you have absolutely nothing to wear? Do you ever find yourself spending way too much time in your closet only to not be all that happy with what you wind up with anyway? Well, what if I could show you and a few of your friends ways that you could really update your style and bring some trends and style to your current wardrobe without you having to buy any more clothes? Would that be of interest to you? Okay, just something quick, short, that was seriously just like right off the top of my head. So, but I would say, have yourself some sort of a little script type thing that you can just spout off like nothing, okay? But also be prepared to kind of cater that to that person. All right. Another thing would be, if you see somebody while you are out at those vendor events and they just look styled and put together, to be able to say, girl, I just love what you're doing here. I would absolutely love to get together with you, because I have a feeling that you would just really appreciate what Premier has to offer. You already have a stylish, pulled together look, but I would love to show you all that Premier has to offer. Is that something that might be of interest to you? And just kind of put it out there like that. Maybe it's, so whatever. You just want to make sure that you are kind of putting it out there like that. If you are just kind of hiding behind your table and you're not really making eye contact, and even when people come up to the table, you're like shying away from even talking to them or things like that, that's not going to help in terms of bookings or sales or anything else that you could potentially get out of that. So, again, you could also have something that's eye-catching that helps bring them to the table. So sometimes even just having like a little stack of like the mini purses or things like that for some reason, those tend to draw people's attention. So I would always have people come over and be like, oh, these purses are so cute. How much are they? And I would say, oh, those are free. We actually give those away free to anyone who's willing to host a style show with us so that we can simply share a little bit about Premier and help people be able to find a way to style their current wardrobe without having to purchase any more clothes. Is that something you think your friends and yourself might be interested in? So just things along those lines, okay? All right, anybody else have a question? If so, go ahead and put a 1 in the box. Sarah, I hope that helped you a little bit. If anybody has another question for our Truth Be Told Thursday, then please feel free to drop a 1 in the comment stream. That just lets me know that there is another question coming, because I know that it takes a little bit of time to get those questions typed out, and there's also about a 30 to 45 second delay via Facebook from the time that you send a question or anything until I'm able to see it. So that just helps to let me know that something will be coming. Sarah says 1, but I'll wait for someone else to listen. If nobody else is taking their turn, girl, take it. Take it. Okay. Tatrice, that's actually what we were just talking about was, vendor events. Now we were specifically talking about like how to kind of get them to your table and, how to perhaps get bookings and that kind of thing. So if that's what you were thinking, if that's kind of along the lines of what you were looking for, make sure you come back and watch the replay of this, because that's going to give you some information. All right, and Michelle has a question coming too. So we do have a couple that are going to be coming through here soon. All right, yeah. So just go back and watch the replay when this is over. That way we can save some time for questions that have not already been asked. Perfect. All righty. All right, what other questions do we have? I know they're coming. I know they're coming. I don't know why. I feel like my eyes are watering like crazy today. Just all of a sudden, like I got behind the camera and all of a sudden they're watering. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That's all well and fine when I don't have eye makeup done. All right, let's see where those questions are. For anyone who might just now be joining us, we are doing a Truth Be Told Thursday. This is where you get to ask me questions about the who, what, where, when, how, why of what I do in my business, in case it might perhaps be of use to you in some way in your business. So this is where you get a chance to ask those questions. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you for that. I keep having to fool with it a little bit because I'm like 2 weeks away from getting it cut, and realistically I probably should have had it cut this week. What are you gonna do? All right, so Margaret says, does Premier have a statement that shows me, let's see here, I gotta try and decipher that a little bit. Does Premier have a statement that shows pay taxes at the end of the year instead of at local events to IRS local agents? I'm not sure. I don't know if I understand that question, Margaret. Take a look at what you sent and see if there might have been some typos there. Sarah says, how do you get to the point of seeing our services as meeting a need that people have and not being salesy? I know there is a great balance, but eternally I struggle. So the biggest thing is you have to first ask yourself, do you truly believe that we have something amazing to offer? Do you truly believe that our hostess plan is by far the best in all of direct sales that I have ever seen? Okay. Do you truly believe in the quality of our products? Do you truly believe in the philosophy, the purpose, and the plan that Premier has always had? Do you truly believe in the objectives that they have and the missions that they support and all those kind of good things? Do you truly believe in all of that? And if for any reason, as I was saying that, you're going, I don't even know if I know what those things are, that could be perhaps something that might hold someone back, is if they don't really know those things, they don't really know if they believe in those things. And if you do truly believe in those things, then you should be able to look at that as, look, I'm offering these people a service, and if for any reason they don't want to take advantage of it, then I feel bad for them. Like, I don't feel bad for me. Listen, I'm a part of a great company. I get a chance to, have benefits from this company. So like, I don't feel bad for me. I feel bad for the people who are not taking advantage of what we have to offer. And I think when you truly do that, it also comes down to, don't ask people necessarily to buy, book, or sponsor. Ask them if they have a need that you might be able to help them with. And if they say, well, I don't really know if I have a need that you can help me with, like, what do you do? That's where you never just say, I sell jewelry. Okay, you don't just say that, because we offer so much more than just selling jewelry. We offer customer service of helping people fall in love with their wardrobes all over again. And if that's something that perhaps they are in need of, then great. If maybe they're in need of a girls' night out, then great. Maybe they're in need of having their favorite organization have money raised for that. Great. You can help them out through a fundraiser. So it's really a matter of kind of reaching out to those people and finding out what their needs are and seeing if there's a service you offer that might be able to help with that. So Michelle says, do you have a new show script that you're using different from what is in your toolbox and new jewelry combos? I've not yet figured that out yet. I got to be very honest. I want to sit and kind of look over some things. I'm in the process. I will be going through my new jewelry as well as my old jewelry over the next couple of days and kind of creating a new display. And from that, I'll be trying to figure out what I want to show. And do I still want to show the pieces that I have been, or do I want to incorporate the new items instead and all that kind of good stuff? So I do not have anything nailed down yet. And also because of just all the new stuff in general, like I have a lot of work to do. Thankfully, I don't have my first show until next weekend. Yes, next Saturday. I had to think for a moment. And that's a Facebook show, so I have some time to be able to work on things over this next week. But as soon as I do have that, then I will be able to share that. Okay, so Margaret says, stop doing vendor events because of harassment of local agents showing up to insist that I fill out their forms, even if I'm just trying to get contacts. Margaret, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. I have absolutely zero experience with that because I've never seen that happen. So unfortunately, I don't know that I can answer your question, but I want to kind of look back. Excuse me while I scroll. Yeah, I truly have never dealt with that, Margaret. So I'm so sorry that I can't answer your question on that. That might be something that perhaps you could put a question out on, like the Jewelers Only group with, I don't know, like 8,000 members on there. There may be somebody who has dealt with that and might have an idea as to how to be able to take care of that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. All right. Any other questions? I was thinking I saw Karen has a question coming. There we go. There we go. Now I see it. What do you do about hostesses who canceled and said they need to reschedule? Hang on. I had to hit the see more option. You couldn't get a new date at that time, and when you try to follow up, they are MIA, no response to calls, texts, etc. Do you just write them? Listen, I continue to reach out to people until they tell me don't reach out to me anymore, and that really has not happened. But I continue to just reach out to them because here's the thing. While them rescheduling is important to us because it's our business, to them, it's not that important to them because they're simply just trying to schedule a girls' night out. Okay. So for them, the importance level is not there. So when life is happening for them, okay, when their kids are getting sick or when their husband is losing his job or when all these things are happening, that thing that is such a high priority to us is like not even making it on her list. Okay. So many times, and this is one thing that I just hate sometimes, many times for some reason, people think, well, I'm not going to tell her no because it's not that I don't want to. I just can't right now. So you know what? I just can't even deal with that right now. I'm just not even going to get back to her. Okay. Because somehow they think that that's better than them just telling us, no, now is not a good time. Okay, so here's the thing. You just continue to lovingly reach out to her every once in a while. And it would be more of one of those of, hey girl, I just hadn't talked to you in a while. And I just wanted to let you know that I've been thinking about you. I pray you're doing well. When you get a chance, just catch up with me. And just leave it at that. Okay. If you are only reaching out to say, hey, so we still didn't get a date on the calendar for your new show date, I'd like to get you scheduled. Okay, if that's the only time that you're reaching out to her and that's all you're ever saying when you're reaching out, she's going to be like, no thanks. Because to her, that's all you care about. Now, I know better. All right. And I know that you truly want to build relationships with her. So you're going to want to make sure that you are doing what you can to reach out to her and build those relationships. Okay. One of the things that I also do is, especially if I am Facebook friends with them, which is why I Facebook friend all of my hostesses. Okay. Future, current, past, etc. is that make sure that you are liking her pictures or commenting on her post or things like that so that she can see you truly care about building that relationship with her. And over time, she may choose to reach back out to you. If she doesn't, it doesn't matter. Your business is not waiting on that one hostess. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are continuing to get out there and meet new people and seek new hostesses and, follow up with former hostesses, all that kind of good stuff. Your business does not start and stop with that one person. And if it does, you need more people to call. Okay. So you really want to look at it as though I'm going to stay in contact with her and I'm going to continue to reach out because I've already had hostesses before who had to cancel on me for very legit reasons several times over. And then it was almost like they were embarrassed at the fact that they did that and they were concerned if I would have been angry at them, whatever. And then when I would reach out just to say, hey girl, hadn't heard from you in a while. Just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you and hope you're doing well. Suddenly they're sending back going, oh, hey, yeah, things have been really crazy and this and that. But look, I still need to catch up with you about a new date. Suddenly they bring it up. And it's not me constantly pushing that issue. So I hope that helps. So yes, there is no time limit. There is no number. Listen, I had heard people say once before, 3 times and I'm done. I don't schedule them anymore. To me, that's not serving. That's just me. But to me, that's not serving. So for me, I will continue to reach out to them, okay? Because I also was previously told when I first started this business by someone who's not in the business anymore, but they had told me, you contact them 3 times, and if they don't reach back out to you, you're done. Well, after researching a little bit more and learning more about direct sales, I found out that most sales or commitments to do business with you don't happen until about the 8th to 12th contact. Well, how many people in my first year do you think I may have lost because I did the 3 and done? So just saying. Just saying. Yeah, Margaret, I truly don't know, but yes, I would take a peek. I've never had that. I've done vendor events in Pennsylvania and Delaware, and I've never had anything like that with local agents coming. That's just weird. That's just weird. So yeah. All right. Any other questions? Put a 1 in the box if you have a question. I will take at least 1 more. Thank you. I feel like this one needs to be a little higher, but I don't think I got it on the shortest. But yeah, y'all get the point. Karen says, I do try to build relationships, keep in contact, send cards, have even baked a cake once related to what was going on in their lives, not Premier. Thanks for the advice. No, please don't write them off. Sarah, I absolutely do pray for my hostesses. They may not always know it, but if I see something going on in their life, let's say, as an example, let's say they put something out on Facebook, that they're struggling with things, whatever, I let them know that I'm praying for them. If I see that, they have been in the hospital or have had surgery or have had this or have had that, I do try to be able to send out cards to them. If I have their contact info, if I have still a current address for them, I will send out a card just to let them know that I'm praying for them and thinking of them. So yes, I do. Listen, I pray for my hostesses, my customers, my jewelers, my upline. Like, I truly do want to make sure that I'm praying for everyone, because here's the thing. You never know what people are going through. So even as an example, even before going to a show, we typically do a prayer before every show, where basically we say, that Lord, we just pray that whoever is meant to be there tonight would be there. We pray that you allow everyone to arrive safely and get home safely as well. We pray that if there's anyone there that we can be of service to in any way, shape, or form, be it through sponsoring or be it through booking or just through being a friend to them, we ask that you just open our eyes and our hearts to that, and that you would open their eyes and hearts to those things as well, that we might be able to serve them in a way that they would understand we are there to serve them, not to serve ourselves. And we also pray that if God intends for us to stay in that area of women, that he would bless us with the bookings necessary to be able to continue in that circle of women, but that if he sees fit for us to be done in that circle of women for the time being, then we totally understand if we don't get the bookings. And we also pray for the retail, that if the Lord so feels it necessary or would like to bless us financially because of needs that he knows that we may have coming up that perhaps we don't even know about, that we would be so bold as to ask him to do that, as well as that we just say prayers and blessings for everyone who's going to be there, because, our biggest thing is to be there to serve the hostesses and the customers. God takes care of us by us being there doing what he's called us to do. So that is the biggest thing that we look for there. Yes, viewing it as a ministry first. Yes. Okay, because here's the thing. If all you're doing is chasing the dollar, if all you're doing is chasing after customers and hostesses because, look, I just want to make money, it's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough. You have to be there to serve their needs. And in doing that, God will bless you through giving you what you need. Might not always be what we want. He's not a genie. Okay. But he will give us what we need. So that is what I always look forward to doing. So that has been my half-hour time with y'all. Again, if you have any further questions or things like that, please feel free to go ahead and drop those down in the comment stream. And I will do my best to make sure that I see those. Sometimes I get notifications. Sometimes I don't. I don't know what's always up with Facebook. Sometimes it's weird like that. But I will pop back and try to kind of go back through any of the questions or comments and that sort of thing to see if there's anything that I didn't get a chance to answer. So thank you all so much for being here. Tomorrow, as you all already know, I probably will not be on tomorrow. We have some things happening tomorrow that I just don't think the time is going to be there. So I'm just going to have to leave it at that for right now. I'll explain on Monday. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Again, I will be back here at 12:30 Monday through Friday next week. Look forward to seeing you all. Have a very, very blessed weekend. And if y'all don't mind, since I won't be here tomorrow, I would absolutely love to just close us out in prayer for the week. So if y'all would like to join me in that, I would so appreciate it. So, Lord, I just come to you today just thankful and just in awe of everything that you do, of all of the people that you continuously bring into our path, that you give us the opportunity to work with. And Lord, may we always view it as an opportunity to serve you. It is first and foremost to serve you. It is not about being self-serving, but rather serving others for your glory. And God, I ask that if anybody's going to be traveling this weekend, may you just be with them and provide them traveling mercies so that we can all come back together again on Monday and be able to see each other again through Facebook and just enjoy one another's company. And Lord, I ask that you bless each and every person's business who would be watching this broadcast. Lord, may you just bless their business in such a way that it can only be deemed by you, that there's no other way that it could have been accomplished but through you. And Lord, we just ask this all in your precious name. Amen. All right, y'all. So thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Have a very blessed weekend. I know it's not Friday till tomorrow. But have a blessed weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.